Yo, brothers and sisters. Amen. How you doing? Okay. I, I when I'm gonna do a reading, I lock my front door and put a sign, a little slip of paper, just explaining that I can't come to the door doing a reading. Uh, You know, it's just what I do. It's how I sort of set the time aside and say, on the other side of this paper that said doing a reading, can't come to the door, apparently I'd started to write a grocery list. So it just says Greek yogurt, and I'd put the Greek yogurt sign facing, so the door was locked. I can only imagine somebody actually coming to the door and thinking, what the hell? I can't come in, Greek yogurt? Is it a password? Um, so there's something about that. And I also in my own life had a puzzling thing where somebody got really, really annoyed with me. Really, and just like, a sort of outburst of outrage. And I think in the past I would have just been so undone by that. Why are you mad at me? I have to figure it out. It's my fault. I've done something wrong. How can I change so that you're not so threatened? Prioritizing the other person's, even irrational behavior and getting caught up in it. Like, what the hell is this? Let's see what that means. Oh, and the thing was, when this person came at me, not directly, it was via, text or whatever. I was shocked at first, and then almost immediately I thought it was funny. And when somebody's really mad and your response is like, what? And then you burst into laughter. But I just saw through it. I didn't take it serious. I didn't take it personally. Clearly, this person, something was really bothering them. And for some reason, it was being directed at me. And it just bounced off. I am paper, you are glue, whatever you say bounces off me and sticks to you, or there's some like playground thing like that. Eight of Wands. That's sincere messages back and forth. That's a real conversation. The door isn't locked. There's no misunderstanding. Nobody sent up a false signal. Don't come in, Greek yogurt. It's like somehow on point. All these wands converging to this, to the center of it. It's a conversation that like cuts through to the center of something. And it's not a pissed off energy. It's warm. It's an enlightening conversation. Back and forth. Both people feel safe in this space. I'll say Chariot. Card of Cancer. This is forward movement. Fast. In alignment. It somehow reconciles two things. Two people. Two ideas that need to come together in order for this thing to move. One is going this way, if one is going that way, they're both going in the same direction. Whatever this conversation is about, back and forth, it like is I'm getting healing. I mean, often it's a card of victory. some kind of advancement, because two feelings, two big emotional energies have been reconciled. This is what's happened in the psyche, this integration, and this is how it expresses in 3D. Able to get to the heart of something. Water energy, heart energy. But this is directional. It's like bullseye. And in that sense, a victory. Bullseye. Now we're getting down to it. We're talking about it. Tell me about the conversation, the Eight of Wands, please. Well, that's interesting, because that's not conversation. I mean, it is, but it's about this person having a conversation with their inner sage, going within to really absorb the teaching. Sorry, hang on. Slipstream. Anyway, cheers. And somebody may have there may have been a conversation that really illuminated emotions, and helped kind of knit up the heart, integrate these two, like if there had been a tear in the fabric, this knits it up. But then there's a card of withdrawal. And I think it's somebody who was somebody really caught up in this forward movement. You're with me, here we are, feeling what we feel, and we seem to be in accord. And then there's a period of withdrawing in order to kind of consult with one's core self, to get enlightenment from the light inside. These two aren't inconsistent, but this does indicate well, let's see what it indicates, because this is very fast forward movement, back and forth, or to the center of something. And I think maybe what it is this emotional, we're doing this. We're doing it fast. The conversation is coming quickly. The integration of these two things. But then the card of this single person, the single journey, the path, the Hermit's journey. It's a 9 card in Major Arcana. 9 speak to the self. This speaks to both people. So let's get clarification on Chariot Hermit, because they're not contradictory, but at first glance they might seem to be. I think it's a conversation based on reconciling, reconciling these two. Really having a hard time with the cards. I don't know what that means. Hard time reconciling these two. So they have to go inward and kind of consult with their own higher mind, or And what happens in this conversation is the individual and the together forward movement, we're on the same page emotionally, are reconciled, are knit back together. It might be that somebody was really all alone. And they discovered some sort of truth And when they came together with somebody else, they were, both people had searched their souls, basically, hermit energy. They finally got clear about what they felt. And then they both, the two beings integrate, and the idea of I'm separate, I'm together, those integrate. This conversation knits it back together to this central point. And bottom of the deck, we have King of Swords. Well, it's an air energy. It's smart, it's discerning, can be analytical, can be illuminating, thinking clearly, understanding something. King of Swords understands. Eight of Pentacles. Something that takes work and time. This is like a work in progress. All these moon phases above this person's head, it's a work in progress. It takes continual time and energy. Excuse me. This is almost like kindling I'm seeing now. People all toasting their marshmallows over one fire. For some reason, I'm getting a conversation that could take place late at night. Both these can be cards of travel. A conversation, and there are 7 and an 8. A conversation that somebody may be actually traveling in order to, there may be talk first. Let's get to the point. Let's cut to the chase. And not in a sort of challenging way. It's Wands energy. Let's do it. It's warm. It's almost like, not marshmallows, it's like sparklers. Everybody points in the, it's almost like, what would that be called? One lights and the other lights and the other light, and it builds. But it's a work in progress. 2 8s is 16. 16 is Tower in Major Arcana. Something happened over time, and King of Swords was working on something, and it's still a work in progress. 9 of Wands. Until King of Swords completes this work in progress, there's a boundary up. It's like, it's like my thing on the door, do not disturb, doing a private reading. Although it might say Greek yogurt, and whoever's trying to get in is like, what? Didn't we talk about this? Wasn't there a consensus here? And I think King of Swords person is in this mode. I have to step back and consult with my own inner wisdom, and it'll take a while. I'm a work in progress. And in the meantime, I'm busy doing that. I need to do it for myself. Make sure I'm moving in the right direction, that this is my path. But I think the other person didn't get the message. It wasn't clear. The boundary was set. But it was like this, the words that came out were Greek yogurt. I mean, it was nothing that the other person could understand. King of Swords understood it. And I think they were trying to be clear. I'm working on it. And while I'm working, I need this boundary. On King of Swords. Three of Cups. That's not the boundary, that's the connection. That's a card of reunion, celebration, friendship, looking to the future together. It's kind of this energy. We're all on the same page in terms of what we feel for each other. There's a kind of conversation that gets to the point. And perhaps King of Swords is saying, with clarity and a little bit pointedly, there will be a reunion, we'll be friends again. There's trying to remember the name of the group, Passenger. Don't know where, don't know when, but I know we'll be lovers again. Someday before the end. Don't know where, don't know when. That's a bit like this. I feel it in my heart. The reunion is there. I've looked at it clearly. Kind of seen it from a distance. Because these guys are looking, they're kind of facing the future together. They're comrades. They're comrades. And it may be that the King of Swords is clear that he wants to be friends with this person. It's not about get out of my life. But it is a boundary. Tell us about the boundary. 9 of Pentacles. 9 of Wands, 9 of Pentacles. It's sort of the same thing. I'm putting up a boundary because I have something to do myself. 9 of Pentacles. Here is the same energy in Major Arcana. 9 of Major Arcana, Hermit. The solitary card. These 2 9s. Solitary. Individuated. It's about my life. I need to do this for myself. And it could be somebody sets up the boundary saying, I've got work to do, and the other person is like, fine by me. I know all about work. I'm 9 of Pentacles person. I've established my independence. I've worked hard to sustain myself. You may have shut me out, locked the door, and I don't know why. I got this bizarre text or something that said, whatever, it was like a grocery list. Maybe it's like I have to do this, because Wands is do it energy. I have all these reasons to keep you out. I have to do this, I have to do that, I have to do the other. And this person is in wounded warrior energy. They're tired. So tired they couldn't explain. Why am I saying that? They couldn't explain. There was a big misunderstanding about why the boundary was up. 9 of Pentacles person did not get in a flap about it. You want to be alone? I know how to be alone. I get it. You're in this energy, you're in my energy, you're in Hermit energy. You've got things to do, work to do internally. Hermit, 8 of Pentacles. You're a work in progress. I get it. So am I. 9 of Pentacles. On Eight of Wands, 10 of Pentacles. We have the 8, 9, 10 of Pentacles. Some kind of organic progression. And I think there was a kind of toggling back and forth in the psyche about, let's go for it. Let's contemplate some more. Let's go for it together. Let's separate and, take the time to really understand ourselves, as individuals. But now there's this kind of, there's a consensus. We've integrated something, and we can, communicate now back and forth. Not it's heartfelt communication about something that goes the distance, long-term connection. Pentacles, in real life. Something established, stable, good for everybody. And good for each person individually. It doesn't, and we get that again and again, doesn't compromise our individuality. It's a relationship that doesn't compromise our individuality. So in a way, this is, it's necessary in the sense that this person thinks they need to set up a boundary. Queen of Wands. Oop, low battery mode. Hang on. A sure sign I've been going on too long. Okay. Low power mode. There we go. So we have a little more time now. A little more time. There is this sort of giddy up energy. We're on the same page. Let's do it. Queen of Wands. Wands are do it energy. Queen of Wands is kind of the mystic of the minor arcana, tapped into energies. She doesn't necessarily talk a whole lot or analyze things. This person, not necessarily a gender feminine, is in a mode where they're open to communication. They're willing to receive it. It doesn't compromise who they are, She's not interested in forcing a particular outcome. She follows her intuition about where to go and what to say and when. But she shines. She's independent. Queen of Wands, very independent. 9 of Pentacles, very independent. Hermit, independent. So this is not a codependent relationship. It's an interdependent relationship. It's like these things getting knit up, pulling in the same direction, because each individual person is following their heart. And their hearts are aligned. And it may start out as friendship, as a work in progress, but there is a bit of giddy up. And there is a bit of this Queen of Wands fire person is drawing somebody into a conversation. Kind of irresistible. Queen of Wands is irresistible. One more. 8 of Cups. Somebody's going to walk away from a connection because they're called. They can feel their heart pulling them towards something else. Their heart pulling them, Cancer energy, feelings energy, towards something else. A higher love. It's a work in progress. And we have to start somewhere. Ace of Pentacles. This is the seed of something, and it's already sprouting. These people have history. I think they've both been alone. Maybe not technically, they may not have been in a single life. If they were in a single life, they're not for long, because there's this, things are getting reconciled between King of Swords and Queen of Wands. And King of Swords is clear, has clear vision, and Queen of Wands is hot and creative and impulsive and intuitive. And she gets what she's manifested. It's landing right in her hand. This conversation will definitely accelerate things. Two eights is 16. 16 is Tower. Two nines is 18. 18 is Moon. Whatever secrets there were, or misunderstandings, the shopping list, somebody thought the other person didn't understand the boundary they'd set up. But they did. They understood it. They were cool with it, because they've done the same thing in their lives. I need space. I'm a work in progress. I have things to do. I think this is a great read. In terms of major arcana, we have two, Hermit and Chariot, Virgo and Cancer, the single and a blend, the synthesis, the two things coming together, the two people on the same page emotionally. Both people have done the work to they've done the work. So it's letting them move forward emotionally. And there may be some kind of hiccup or misunderstanding or boundary that is not fully understood by the other person, but they accept it. They're Nine of Pentacles. It's like, go ahead, work it out. Take your time. I'm here busy leading my own life. Doesn't bog me down. And then there's this integration. Okay, Virgo, Cancer, the one, the two.